what are your go-to first dates? So, for example, if you some guys tend to just go to a bar or something like that. What tends to be the kind of pattern or type of dates you go on?
Yeah, so I personally like girls just come straight to my house, right? For me, generally, I have a rule where if it's a first date, it's my first time meeting the girl, you know, I don't want to have because when I was first started game, right, I lived an hour and a half outside the city, right? So I had no other option but to meet up at a bar or some sort of restaurant and in a city center. But what I find is the most strategic thing to do is just have a place that's city center, like have good logistics, live in the heart of your city, right? And I like to either have girls meet me very close by to my place, so I don't have to waste a lot of time, getting to the location, or just come straight to my house. And I designed my place to pretty much be like an experience. So like I have a penthouse here, I have a bar in my house. So I mean, they can just come straight over and then we can make a decision on, do we want to go out for food? Do we want to go to like this bar or this club or this venue or the movies or whatever? Right. So that's personally what I do and what I like to do. Right. I don't like to take girls on crazy fancy dates the first time I meet them. Right. If I did have to take a girl on a like out and go out for a first date, I like to keep it very, very simple, right? Like pub food or something that's like cozy that feels relaxing. It's nothing that's too high. And high-end restaurants are a bad idea because it just sets a wrong expectation. Or if you go to the movies, you can't really even talk and get to know the girl, right? So keeping it very, very casual where you have an opportunity to actually get to know each other and actually spend time just talking, getting to know each other, I find is the best thing to do. Another reason I like doing it straight to my place is because it kind of tells me the natural default comfort level of the girl and how she feels, right? With the idea of meeting me, right? And if she's apprehensive to, meeting up and coming straight to my house, then in my mind, right, I'm in so much abundance, it just feels like a bit of a time waste, right? So I don't necessarily, I'm just telling you guys what I do. I don't recommend that necessarily to a guy who's starting out or a guy who's kind of new to game. That might not work for him or he might not have a similar setup. But being able to replicate that in a way where it's like, okay, you're gonna, have the girl meet at the bar across the street from your house. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time getting ready. Have her come to you. Even the fact that she spent the time to come to you, right? She's now further investing into the relationship dynamic. So it actually, makes your chance of you guys getting along better because now she's actually invested into the date, right? So I like them to come to me, but that's also why I make sure anytime I travel, I always get an Airbnb in the city center, by the bars, by the restaurants, right? So that way, if a girl is coming from the suburbs to come meet you, or coming from another part of the city to come meet you, right? You have the opportunity and the option to, go out to the bar, the pub, or the restaurant, wherever entertainment is, in your general vicinity.
Pretty good
Okay,
stuff.
I'll go. Um, I think in terms of where to take girls on dates, it really depends on your skill level and like your budget too, right? And I think as dating coaches, what we do sometimes they maybe aren't best practices because once you're good, you can do anything, right? Like most dating advice will tell you like don't take girls out to dinner because you're just going to be eating. Don't take girls out to the movies. I love that shit because I like eating and I like going to the movies. So I'm not optimizing like I'm not optimizing for conversion because my game is already decent, right? I'm optimizing for just doing what I want and I'm optimizing for time, right? So I also like taking girls to the gym on a first date because well, if I can go to the gym, get a workout in and go on a date, it's also great. But what I would say is if you're beginner starting out, keep it I think the most solid is like a two-part bounce. So you take her somewhere like happy hour or drinks, take her to another place for like frozen yogurt, whatever, and then you try to go for the bowl. Right. So that's probably like the simplest, decent budget and kind of highest conversion because you're taking a girl to a different location. You're building a little bit more compliance. She's a little bit more comfortable with you. That way, when she goes back to your house, that's always good. Another method is like for Justin, kind of like what Justin said, if you can have a reason for a girl to like come swing by your house first, just so she's like used to it, and then we go out on a date, right? So Justin's is a wild guy, so like he I'm an old man, so I don't I can't keep up with his volume. Like he'll show up in like Mexico City and I'll have like 20 girls over in like 2 hours. I'm like, dude, all right, dude, this is too much. I'm out. But yeah, I think just focus on like not spending too much. Like I think I don't really like coffee dates, to be honest. I just don't think girls get that excited for coffee dates, and I don't think coffee doesn't really put them in the mood. I generally think dates in the evening is best. I see a lot of guys do like brunch dates or lunch dates. I think that's kind of a waste of time. I think when you're starting out after 7 p.m. is going to give you the highest probability of something good happening. And I would say, like, again, once you're getting success and you're going on quite a few dates, mix it up. Again, people are just doing like the one trick pony kind of guys. They're really amazing. They do that first date, they get laid, whatever, and then they just do that all the time. Like I would say, if you're getting results with women, you're getting better. Like do a nicer second date. Once in a while, take her to a museum, right? And if she's a really amazing girl, like take her on a trip. Like obviously don't do this for every girl, but like a quality one, maybe like, and sometimes a trip to like Puerto Vallarta, Costa Rica, it's like $300. Not even that much money. It's like somewhere that you
Mhm.
want to go in, and you give her a good experience. So that's why I say in game, it's all about new experiences and it's all about just living life, trying new shit. And like it gets boring, like closing girls after the first date and then you never see them again. Like after 100, it gets pretty boring. So for me, like I just try to mix it up. Like I took a girl to like a painting class a couple weeks back, or I took a girl to just different gun
So
range, whatever. Mix it
I
up.
like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's funny, actually. I actually a few years back I went to another country for a first date. Not to have the first date there, but as a
Mm.
first date, we're both traveling there, to
Yeah.
cities I never been to. So that was a pretty fucking crazy one, and some other similar ones.
So yeah, I will say like there are like a lot of factors depends. So first of all, like from the which background the girl is having. If the girl is conservative background, they are like some conservative girls. It is impossible just to invite them straight to your apartment. It is just impossible. Like some culture, it is not gonna work because I dated like different countries and different type of girls. So in my opinion, some girls will not be going to that route. So, and the second is like, what is the level of game I able to like, establish, like how much she's attracted to me. When I approached her, so I'm talking about like daytime meeting scenario. So if I able to make the girl to like me really like able to build that kind of romantic sexual vibe with her, then the date will be a simple I will say like I meet the girl for a just for a coffee, a simple go for a walk. If it is summertime, then we will be going in some on in the park or something in Europe. If it is winter time, then we will just sit in a bar, and then because she likes me for who I am, uh, just a formality, and then I will take her home, and then boom boom, something like that. If I am not able to establish that kind of this intimacy with her, and the girl is a bit conservative background, then it may happen that I know that I will not able to close the girl on the first date. Then I will not even think about pulling the girl. And then it may happen that I will just go for a coffee, simple coffee, build more comfort and see how far I can go. And then finish. Then we meet for the second date. And sometimes, for example, my present girlfriend, I able to like have her in my life after 9 dates. So it took me a lot of time uh, for me, and in some situation I knew that it is not going to work. But I just have to meet anyway, because in her mind she has to do this kind of pattern, okay, whatever. So but sometimes the girl who is like slightly more open, I can sense it. Then just simple like meeting outside, again, like these logistical things, what the other coaches have also said, that the location should be near to the apartment. So first date location, then second date location, which will be more near to the apartment, and then from there, like I try to bounce to my place, and from there, like close the deal, something like that, simple. So this is the like pattern I will
All right.
use.
Well, I do have to go in a little bit, so this is going to be my last input. And I do have to say that you guys had some great insights. And so I have to agree, I'm kind of a mixture between Mike and Justin because I do live in the city center. So my apartment's like 35 steps to the bar, 35 big steps. But regardless, you got to do something you like. So for me, I'm a recovering alcoholic, so I love to drink. So I'll be at the bars anyways without even girls. So I will invite them to drink. Yeah. And the fact that I'm always in my apartment too, I'm always, I work from home. So I do Zoom calls, I film. So I don't want to be in my apartment all the time. So I don't invite them up. So it's kind of it's an honor for them to come up. I'm like, hey, this is my own zen space, my personal space. And so I think bars are great. Coffee dates suck because coffee is a stimulant and it makes you more agitated, more nervous, maybe more anxious as well. And this is for the beginner guys. For guys that, maybe not very comfortable in bars, I would suggest going somewhere that you're comfortable in. Better yet, go somewhere that you guys are both comfortable in. And my last point is, if you guys live far, right? If you live far from the girl, don't ever meet in the middle because that's bumfuck nowhere. No one knows anything about that place. Meet somewhere close to her or meet somewhere close to you first. And next time you can switch vice versa. So these are my tips.